smell a walnut. There's a walnut in here.
I don't want a walnut in here. I have enough weight.
They've been in here for like a long time, see?
All right, so put them back where they came from.
But it makes your backpack smell nice.
Violet, I don't want extra weight.
There.
You don't have knee problems. Did you put the mushroom magazine in my backpack?
No, you never asked.
I'm going to. All right. Okay, I don't want any other berries taken because we want them in the fall. We're going to be identifying and collecting common, renewable, edible wild plants. Make sure you have it correct. There are some features that are really important. Pay attention. If you get it wrong, so we're going to discuss food uses, medicinal uses, science, history, folklore, mythology. At this time of year, there are lots of herbs and greens in season. We could get some choice gourmet mushrooms or some deadly poisonous ones, or some that just taste so bad they'll make you wish you were dead. How many people have foraged before here? Okay. Most of you are newbies. All right, so ask questions. If I don't know the answer, I'll refer you to Violet. Okay, let's go. Everyone walk this way. I started doing foraging tours in April of 1982. The name Wildman came into my head while I was meditating, but I didn't have the hat and I didn't have the beard, and people kept saying, you know, Brill, you don't look like a wild man. You don't look like a wild man at all. So I went to the Army-Navy store, I bought the hat, I grew the beard, and now people say, you know, wild man, you look just like I thought you were going to look. Okay, first thing we're going to look at is common plantain. So this has an oval leaf and parallel veins, flowers with little stamens on them that looks like a green pencil. It's really, really good for any skin irritation. Most common use, if you get a mosquito bite, you mash it up, keep rubbing that on the mosquito bite so it stays wet for 15 minutes. It will cure the mosquito bite. The leaf is generally too tough to eat, but I finally, here, can you get that out, please? I finally found a way of making this good to eat, and that is roasting it with a miso, olive oil, and pine nut puree coating.
You okay? Which one is this?
Yellow wood sorrel has 3 heart-shaped leaves, yellow flowers, spindle-shaped seed pods, and tastes like lemonade. It is really, really good. And it's loaded with vitamin C.
Wow, really good.
Isn't this delicious?
Oh wow, it's really good. Wow.
Yeah, this one reminds me of violet because of the hearts. Clover, which has oval leaves and no hearts, reminds me of my ex-girlfriend who ran off with another guy on Valentine's Day who also has no heart. I'm divorced, so we have joint custody. She's brought a lot of happiness to my life.
I get annoyed by him because he just types talking and talking, and soon it sounds
Blah,
like
blah,
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 blah, blah, blah, blah.
I had big tours with all of one person on them. It started off very slowly. Fortunately, in 1986, I got arrested and handcuffed by undercover park rangers for eating a dandelion in Central Park. They took fingerprints, they took mugshots, and then they made a very bad mistake. They turned me loose. I went home and spent the next day on the phone, this is before the internet, with the press. The following day, I got on CBS Evening News, Coast to Coast. I was on Eyewitness News, page 1 of the Chicago Sun-Times. The BBC covered it in England.
The coal miners' strike is in its 5th week, and in New York City, they arrested the Wildman of Central Park for eating a dandelion.
I eventually got on everything from MTV to Letterman, the Today Show. The PR just kept rolling in, and still does. It's been 31 years later. When they took me to court, I served Wildman's 5-borough salad on the steps of the Manhattan Criminal Courthouse, a delicious salad with vegetables from the 5 boroughs of New York City and my own special dressing. The press ate that up too, and that got me so much publicity, the Parks Department was forced to turn over a new leaf, drop the charges, and hire me. I had, of course, eaten all the evidence. I worked as a Parks Department employee teaching foraging from 1986 to 1990. When the administration changed, I went back to freelance work, and I've been doing that ever since. I lead public tours, I work with schools, nature centers, museums, land trusts, farmers markets, garden clubs. I do birthday party tours and have lots of fun.
And look, they're still alive. But I'm not sure, is that one still alive? That one might not be.
I just came to learn. I just wanted to see what was edible, what wasn't in a place in an urban environment. So what was under our feet. I'm a banker, so not farming or foraging at all.
Everyone really comes on my tours, native New Yorkers, even foreigners from as far off as New Jersey. Now, people from other countries do come on the tours, all ages, from very young children to senior citizens. Some of them even are as old as me.
Well, I went to Colorado 2 months ago, and my friends and I camped at Rocky Mountain, and we just fell in love with the whole scene. And living in New York, you don't really have that kind of stuff. You don't have that many opportunities as people who are living there do. So I want my little brother to experience something like that, what I went through, just to appreciate it, you know, because everything is so fast-paced. We don't just sit down and just appreciate what we're given. So.
I was just hungry.
Let's keep going. A lot of things to find. Okay, come on over. We have something you've all been itching to learn about.
But I'm not that itchy.
Well, you will be after this one. Yeah, that's poison ivy. Yeah, this is it down here too.
My family has been in the restaurant business. I'm always doing something related to food. Well, my grandparents are farmers. I'm originally from Greece, and they lived and tilled the soil. They had olive trees, walnut trees, fig trees, and they were from the mountains. And I thought to myself, well, look at all of this greenery that's around us. Some of it we should be able to eat. Not everything is poisonous. So I wanted to learn more about what I'm walking around and seeing and what I can eat.
Everywhere you look is sassafras here.
It's very common in the north?
Yeah, it's native to northeastern North America. This is an incredible culinary seasoning. And the root, you wash it off, simmer it for 20 minutes, covered on low heat. It makes a delicious tea that the Native Americans used as a detoxifier. If you chill the tea and add chilled sparkling water and a sweetener, you have root beer. Everyone see the brown bark on the outside, this white layer called the cambium, and then the dead wood in the middle. So you take this little piece and taste it and see what it tastes like.
It's strange. It's like ginger. I don't know.
Ginger, anise, cinnamon, and root beer all combined. A really nice flavor. Here, pass some out. Just scrape off the bark with your fingernail and try the white layer, the white cambium layer that's soft, that's under the bark. Here you go. Here, this is what you want to try. No, this, the white layer, not the bark. You cook with that and you're in business.
This is the second time I'm taking this tour. The first time I found out about him went in the Time Out magazine, and I visited Central Park, areas of Central Park that I didn't even know existed. He took us into the back bushes. He picked berries. He picked flowers. He looked at worms. We were a big group, maybe about 25 people. He lost some of them because he went on and on and on and on. But it was a beautiful day, and I learned so much, and I was so excited by his love of what he does.
All the things we pick are totally renewable, the same stuff that's being mowed down by the millions, and all the plants that we've been picking in 1982 are still coming up as weeds and still being cut down by the mowers. On the rare occasion that we find something rare, of course, we leave it alone. I got into health and nutrition in the 1970s and 80s. I wanted to be healthy. My mother died of cancer when she was 57. And my dad died of heart disease when he was 67. His brother and sister died of heart disease at 62. I'm now 68. I swim a mile in 43 minutes. I do rapid walking, biking, hatha yoga with light weights, transcendental meditation. And my only health problem is a severe case of CCD, very sad, compulsive cooking disorder. I'm always in the kitchen trying new recipes.
We're both college professors teaching a chemistry course based on cooking within science. So we thought we can gather some course material from this tour.
Something like this would be more educational for them. They learn about the history of the plant, their uses, and it's just really fun.
The truth is that I think it would be wise to teach people in the streets. So I would like to make little booklets out of the things I know for sure, like the 10 most common edible plants, and give them to homeless people. Self-sustaining, I think it would be wise to learn.
I see it. That's why I stopped. Oh, it's the last. Very sadly, this may be the last of this plant you'll ever see. It's called epazote. Used to be very common. It comes from Mexico. It's a really, really important plant. You put it in beans, you put it in salsa, you put it in, we can't make guacamole without putting some of these leaves, either fresh or dried, chopped or crumbled into the guacamole. Let's keep going. We're going to head to the Delacorte Theater and have our lunch break.
What are the jazz musicians going to be there?
I don't know. How
What if
should
they
I
are
know?
there?
Then I might jam with them. We'll see.
That's what you always do.
That's what I want to eat also. I made purslane and wine sauce, similar to the oyster Newburg, but with tofu and purslane instead of the mushrooms. So if you want to try that, you can. I also made a peanut butter and jam sandwich for you. Do you have lunch that you brought?
No.
Okay, so you could eat those, and I have trail mix too. Violet, do you want to try this?
Mm-hmm. I will when I finish my sandwich.
All right, I'll put. Here, would you guys like to try my curried sunflower seeds? Delicious. Thank you. My goal with cooking, and I got into foraging and from an interest in food, not wilderness survival, is to make stuff that's tasty, healthy, different from what any chef is doing, using all natural, whole foods, vegan ingredients, and wild foods. Okay. All right. I'm a vegan. I'm also a big animal lover, and one thing I did was get freshly killed, organic, free-ranging chickens at a slaughterhouse, and after I saw them cut the throat of the chicken and stuff it head down into a highway cone so the blood would all bleed onto the ground and its feet kicking, I totally lost my taste for animal products. Foraging is a gateway drug into environmental awareness. You get more in touch with the environment and with the ecosystems. We can't protect the ecosystems out of ignorance. The more you forage, the more you both attune yourself emotionally to the environment, and you learn intellectually the principles of botany and ecology. So you're becoming a stronger environmentalist on both grounds, and a more long-lived environmentalist, because these plants are extremely healthy, and eating them does encourage a healthy lifestyle.
Well, I'm actually really enjoying the tour so far because I never knew any of these plants you could eat. Like, all these plants, like, if I'm ever stranded somewhere, now I know what to actually eat.
I didn't know he was going to be into this so much, but he's really enthusiastic about it, so I'm happy. As an older sister, and my mother seems to be really happy about that too, so.
It's me, the violet. Yeah, so it has a heart-shaped leaf with teeth on the edges of the leaves.
Ow, Violet, don't bite me.
And they're edible now. They could be a little bit bitter. They're best in early spring.
Okay, who wants to try one? They're a little like lettuce, but with more flavor. Here, let us see what you think.
Yeah,
Don't
they may
insult
be a
my
little bit
daughter.
bitter.
This is Violet and the Violets when she was 11 months old. Okay, whoever wants to collect some for a salad or a soup or to put in with grains, go ahead. This is your chance. They should be all around here.
Well, favorite thing to do, I mean, I do love doing gymnastics outside with my friends and art. But I also really love bird watching, which is like really is my own thing that I love to do.
I like the fact that his daughter and Wildman make a full team. They're very knowledgeable, and it's a good experience.
I knew all the plants when I was 6 years old. I could find them. I helped people on the tours find them. And when I was 9 years old, I started actually helping and leading the tours and helping like actually teach people about what the plants are. My father is a role model. He's a really kind person.
I do think the whole world is my garden because there are so many edible and medicinal plants and so much beauty. She is the center of my world garden, and I'm so lucky and happy that I have her as a daughter and as a partner and collaborator.